So what about ace high boards? So we're often, I think, when we're in position, we're often told, I mean, basically, when it's an ace high board, let's c-bet, right? Because we're just more likely to have more of the aces, especially more of the stronger aces. Let's c-bet a lot of ace high boards. But when we're out of position, how does that change? Well, now we have to look at the kind of ace high board that we're evaluating. Not just does it have an ace, but what else is going on this board. So, for instance, this board, ace king 4, you'll notice we're almost c-betting all the time. It's 97.5% of the time we're c-betting, and this is because of that huge range advantage that we were talking about. We have way more ace king, way more aces, way more kings, and we just have a spot here that's going to put our opponent. And when they have, I mean, think about this from our opponent's perspective. When we bet, they flat us with ace queen or ace jack. They just have to be thinking, ugh. And if are they gonna really just call down a bunch of barrels when they have those hands? They'll probably call once, but if you continue with this line, it's going to be very hard for them to call down all the way to the river, especially if this board gets even worse. So this is a kind of board where we're c-betting a lot. But let's look at an ace high board where we're not. This is an ace high board where we're still c-betting a decent amount, but we are checking 40% of the time. And that is because it's got a flush on board and it's got those middling cards that can hit our opponents, decently. And the ace is not as big of an advantage anymore. The only thing that we can really say that we have is that ace king again that they probably don't have much of. But you'll notice that is the kind of hand that we're betting a lot because we're trying to take advantage of those other aces that might be calling us. But at the weaker our ace becomes, we're checking those back. We're checking back most of our kings. We're checking back a lot of our some of our other hands or some of our other pairs. This is a board that we check back more on. And it's important to start to recognize the difference between these kinds of boards when you're out of position. When you're in position, you can just sort of usually you can't get into too much trouble if you are c-betting an ace high board. You're just, especially if it's sort of that under the gun versus big blind dynamic, you're in pretty good shape. In a non-3-bet pot. In this spot, we just want to look at the quality of the ace high board. Does it have another high card on it? Great. Then I think we have more of a green light. When it's an ace with two middling cards, it's going to slow us down, and we're going to probably be checking more. And that's just something to really start to take into account.